All right, guys, in this session, what we're going to talk about today is how to drive unlimited free traffic using, in this case, Google Plus and using Facebook groups. Or I'm sorry, Google Plus and Facebook pages. Now, I'm starting with free traffic because I'm assuming that you have a limited budget, and most people who are just starting out do have a limited budget. But if you don't have a limited budget, and if you're comfortable doing paid traffic, well, then that just makes this thing even easier. Because with this system, once you get the hang of it, and once you really master it, your earnings per click can be so high that you can basically spend almost whatever you want on paid advertising and still be able to make a profit, still be able to make a positive ROI. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I wanted to start out with giving you just a couple free traffic systems that you can put into practice right away, even if you don't have a huge budget, because I don't think that not having a budget should stop you from making money online. I didn't have a budget when I first started, and these traffic tactics really come in handy. So there's two key principles for using these tactics consistently and using them in the right way, okay? First of all, always be cool, and second, always add value, okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, in a nutshell, what I mean is that you should not, under any circumstances, spam these traffic methods, okay? Deliver real value up front and be a real person who's genuinely contributing value to these people's lives. So, look, the question that you always need to ask yourself is, who is the other person on the other end of this computer? Who's this person that's seeing your message, that's seeing your content, that's seeing the stuff that you post? And what's their reaction going to be? You need to put yourself in their shoes and really ask yourself that question. Because just posting a random link or some spammy affiliate link or something that says, hey, go buy this, it's only going to piss people off and it's not going to get you any traffic. What you need to do is always add value, contribute something important to their lives, help them out with something, solve a problem. And we'll talk more about how to do that in just a minute. But I just want you to understand right now that if you think that you can jump on Facebook or Twitter or whatever and just post some, just start spamming affiliate links in there and expect people to buy stuff, it's just not going to happen. So, we're in 2013 now. People are much more sophisticated than they used to be. And people don't respond to that kind of stuff. What they respond to is a real committed, caring person who genuinely has their best interests at heart and who knows what they're talking about. So the steps to drive easy social media traffic are this. First of all, you find a good traffic source. Find a place where the people in your market are already hanging out. They're already congregating. It's much easier to do that than it is to, just spam your message all over the internet and hope that the right people see it. It's much easier to find people that are already interested in what you've got, already interested in your target market. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. Then what you do is deliver them some good content. Doesn't have to be anything major. Doesn't have to be, a whole dissertation or a 100-page ebook. I'm talking about just simple recommendations. Just contribute to the discussion. If you feel comfortable doing a short, 30-second video, giving them some kind of tip, then great. Anything that helps people out, anything that helps people's lives. If you've ever been on your own Facebook account, your own Twitter, or your own Google Plus or whatever it is, and somebody posted something that you watched and you looked at it and you were like, oh, that was interesting, that was cool, I dug that. That's the kind of stuff that you want to shoot for. It doesn't have to be anything life-changing, but it does just have to demonstrate that A, you know what you're talking about, and that B, you're a cool person. And that's all people want to know. And then number 3, you position yourself as one of the gang. So you're not some scammy salesperson who's coming in there to swoop in there and hawk some sort of snake oil or something like that. You're positioning yourself as just one of the gang, okay? So if you're in some kind of community on Facebook, on Google Plus, wherever it is, where you guys are talking about, say, dog training, you want to position yourself as someone that's a dog enthusiast who loves dogs, and you just happen to know a little bit more about it than the average member of that community. So in other words, you want to be the most knowledgeable person on there. Like if you go, for example, on the Warrior Forum, you'll find that there's certain people on the Warrior Forum that just seem to have an answer to everyone's questions. They know what they're talking about. They've been around the block. They're very, very helpful. And they're always in there, just kind of helping people out. That's what you want to do in the beginning. That's how you want to establish yourself. As not some outsider who's kind of come in there to push a bunch of sales on people, but just a cool person who knows what he's talking about, who's happy to contribute to the group and contribute to the discussion. And when you've got that, You can tap into a pretty much endless, unlimited stream of quality traffic from Facebook, from Google Plus, from LinkedIn. I mean, hell, from any social network. That's really the key. Now look, if you've got the budget, then do paid advertising because it allows you to bypass all of this. But if you don't have a budget, this works extremely well to get your message up in front of the people who really, really, really want to hear it, the people who are most likely to buy what you're offering. So once again, find where people in your market are already gathering, provide really good quality information to them, and position yourself as just a really, really smart member of the community. Not a salesperson, but a really wise, really smart person with a lot of expertise who really cares. So here's how you do this specifically using Google Plus and using Facebook to drive all the traffic that you need into the Knockout Profit system. Here we go. Hey guys, all right, so here I am inside Google Plus. Now, Google Plus has some very, very cool features that you probably don't know about and you're probably not taking advantage of. It's like pretty useless as far as social networks go. It's just not a good social network. It's not nearly as like fun or functional as Facebook, for example. But it can be very, very powerful to us as marketers. And there's one critical feature that Google Plus has that other social media networks don't. And what that is the ability to add people to what Google Plus refers to as circles. So I'm clicking down here. I'm in my Google Plus here. I'm clicking on my circles tab, right? And what circles are in Google Plus is they're basically groups of people, okay? So you can take people and just add them to whatever circle you want. And once you do that, it gives you the ability to post on their timeline and post on their feed without that person giving you permission to do so. Let me say that again. It gives you the permission to post on someone's timeline and post on someone's feed without them giving you permission to do so. Now look, this is totally different from friending someone on Facebook. If you want to post to someone's wall on Facebook, 99% of the time, you have to send them a friend request, they have to accept that friend request, and they have to basically give you permission to do that. Google Plus does not work this way. If you add someone to one of your circles, you automatically by default have the power to post into their feed and to post whatever you want. So that's extremely powerful. Now look, they can shut it off, but by default it's turned on. So they can go in if they want to. They could go into like Google Plus's privacy settings and tweak and change all that stuff. But most people just can't be bothered. So that creates a huge opportunity for marketers if you know what you're doing. Okay? Now here's another tip. If you have less than 100 people in one of your circles, it also gives you the ability to email their Gmail account. Okay? So it gives you the ability to take whatever you're posting in their timeline and also post it to their Gmail account. So that's incredibly powerful, guys. I mean, it basically allows you to send out emails and send out email blasts to people who haven't opted in to anything that you're doing. Now, look, I'm telling you this, and I want to tell you with a warning right now, okay? Because I know that there's some people that are going to watch this and they're going to use this for evil, okay? They're going to get this, they're going to start building up their Google circles, and they're just going to start spamming people with all kinds of bullshit offers, okay? You guys are going to ruin it for yourselves, and you're going to ruin it for everyone else. Because the more people who do this, the more that Google's going to try to crack down on this kind of thing. But for right now, it's basically wide open, and you can do this as much as you want, okay? So what I want to do is show you how to do this the right way so that you're not spamming anybody, you're not ruining everybody's life, you're being cool, and you're contributing value, okay? Because the truth, guys, is look, you can be lazy, you can spam people, they're not going to buy anything from you. But if you can genuinely make a contribution to their life, if you can give them even just one good tip that they can turn around and use, oh man, it's gonna, it could potentially change the quality of that whole relationship, where they won't just look at you as some marketer who's out to scam them, but they'll look at you as a trusted advisor and a trusted friend. Just like somebody on the Warrior Forum, where if you go to the Warrior Forum and you ask a question and somebody comes in and they answer it, and they're just like, hey man, here's what I think, blah 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 blah, and they give you some good tips. Oh man, that's a great kind of relationship to have with people. And so later on, when you start inviting those people to videos, inviting those people to webinars, inviting those people to the things that you're doing, there's going to be a tremendous amount of goodwill there. Okay? So that's really what these social media tactics are all about. How to build goodwill with the right kind of people. Okay, so let me just show you really quickly how this works. All right, now the great thing about Google Plus is that you can search for pretty much any damn thing you want. Okay, so let's say that you are in the, I don't know, dentistry niche, or no, I've already got a list of dentists. Let's just say you guys are in the chiropractic niche. Okay, that what you're selling is coaching and consulting to chiropractors, to offline businesses. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and search for chiropractor right here in the just regular old Google Plus search bar. I'm just typing in the word chiropractor. Okay. Okay, so now what it's going to show you by default is it's going to show you all these different, pretty much anything on the network that has to do with chiropractic. That's not really what we want. What we're looking for are people. Okay, so there's a little tab here that says everything. I want you to click that tab, and I want you to just go down to people and pages. Okay, aha, now it's showing us people and pages related to chiropractic. Pittsburgh Chiropractor, Tehachapi Chiropractor, Evansville Chiropractor, Henderson, Texas Chiropractor, Santa Barbara Chiropractor. Okay, now you're going to notice that there are two kinds of entries here on the side. Some of them say add to circles, and some of them say follow. If it says follow, it means that this is like a page, sort of like a fan page on Facebook. It's not an individual person. But if it says add to circles, that means that it's an individual person. And so what you can do is go ahead and add that person to a circle and just call it chiropractor. And that allows you to begin to build a list of chiropractors. It allows you to begin to build a list of leads. Okay, so that's all you have to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this person just to show you how it works. I'm going to click add to circles, and then all your different circles come up, and you can add a person to whatever circle you want. Okay, it's really that simple. Then once you've got those people added to your circles, you can click the circles tab and you can pull up one of your circles. So for example, this is a circle that I have called small business. Okay, and I can see everyone in there. These are all small business owners that I've put together. Now, remember I said if you have less than 100 people in one of your circles, it gives you the ability to email to their Gmail. Okay, if you have more than 100 people in one of your circles, that ability goes away. So let's say you want to start building a list of small business owners, you can do that, or chiropractors, you can do that. Just make sure that when you get to like 97 or 98 people, what you do is create a new circle. So for example, I've got lists of small business owners in my Google Plus, and it's got, small business 2, 98 people, small business 3, 97 people, small business 4, 98 people, and so on and so on and so on. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Start getting people into your circles, clearly label what those circles are, and make sure that if you want to email these people, that you have less than 100 people in that circle. Okay? So Google Plus does have a limit of 5,000 people that you can have in your circles at any one time. But for our purposes, that's plenty. All right? Now let me show you how to actually post to these people. So I'm going to click back to my home tab. Okay? Now this is where you go and you post your status updates or whatever inside Google Plus. Okay, so I'm just going to type something, blah, blah, blah. I'm not actually going to post here. But you can post whatever you want, links, videos, images, anything like that. And then it asks you to add names, circles, or email addresses. Okay, great. So let me just pick one of my circles. I'm going to pick, say, I'm going to send this out to my small business circle. Okay, that's it. Now look at this. I've selected small business 2. So this is going to be seen by everybody in small business 2. It's going to go right into their feed. Now look at this. Right down here at the bottom, it says also send email to small business 2. Now, if I check that box and I hit share, it's going to blast out this status update to the email inbox of everybody in that circle. Okay, so you see how powerful that is. Now, again, guys, what you want to do with this is spend some time just posting to people's timelines, okay? I wouldn't email people right off the bat. You may not want to email people at all, but test it out. Start posting to these people's timelines and just say, hey guys, I saw, here's a cool video that I saw, or here's a quick tip about, dog training or chiropractic or whatever it is, or, here's a link to a post on my blog that I did about how to get more clients for your chiropractic business, and just build up that relationship. Okay, and when you've done that for a little while, then you can actually invite these people to our webinar, which is going to be the next thing that we talk about. But this is how you sort of begin to build up that relationship. Okay, so that just post, whatever it is. It could be a short report, could be a blog post, could be anything. You guys know the difference. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna baby you through this part, okay? Because you guys know the difference between a useful tip and spam. Okay, so as long as you're posting some kind of useful tip, you're good. Whatever it is, you're good. Do this for a while to build up that relationship so that these people begin to learn who you are, and then you can do things like send them direct invitations to webinars or to whatever you want. Now again, use this for good. Don't abuse it, all right? That's how it works inside Google+. Now, there's one other feature that I want to tell you about. Google+ also has communities. So you can use the search bar up here to find people, or you can just look for communities. Like here's a community about photography, for example. Here's a community about Doctor Who. Not that that's really a niche for internet marketing, but if there was a Doctor Who product out there, you got 12,000 prospects, animal lovers, 14,000 prospects. Places to see before you die. Obviously, these people are into travel. 18,000 members there. So this is another way that you can find people that you can contact, you can target, you can add to your circles. Okay? So like if I go to, for example, places, or night photography, that's a great one. Do you think these people are going to be interested in things like cameras? They're going to be interested in all that stuff. So, if you're into photography, you could post, okay, well, here's a couple pictures I took with my brand new Canon camera, and here's where you get it, and post a link to Amazon or whatever you want. Okay, so it's up to you however you want to use this, but the point is if you know how to cultivate a relationship, you can knock it out of the park with just free traffic from Google+. Okay, so let's take a look at Facebook real quick. All right, guys, so here we are inside Facebook. Now, with Facebook, it doesn't give you the ability to add people to circles and start, posting stuff to their timeline and emailing them like Google+ does. Okay, Facebook is way more secure than that. But the one thing it does have is a ton of traffic and a ton of people, large groups of people who are really, really interested in one thing or another. Okay, so just as an example, I'm going to type in something really random. I'm going to type in Aikido, which if you don't know what that is, it's a Japanese martial art. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to see more results for Aikido. Okay. Now, one of the things Facebook has started doing is it started doing these like interest pages, and these are just kind of lame. What you want to look for is a community page or like a group page. Like these communities are great. Aikido Portugal, Aikido Eastside. That's probably school. But let's take a look at this one here. Aikido community. Here we have an open community, right, where they have a timeline going and all that stuff, and you can post whatever you want. So it's the same sort of story, guys. Post good content, post valuable content, and and then eventually you can start inviting people to your sessions, inviting people to your webinars, inviting people wherever you want them to go. Now, again, don't spam this, but it's something that you can do. And once you like this group, most of the time, depending on how their settings are configured, when someone posts something, it actually shows up in everyone's feed. So, it's the same principle. It's very powerful. So between Facebook and Google+, you should be able to get, to drive enough free traffic from social media to, at least get you started, at least get you 100 or 200 people on a webinar. And as we talked about in the last video, when we crunched the numbers, that's really all that you need to get started. Then you run your webinar, you pitch your workshop, you make some sales, and then you take that money and you reinvest that back into paid traffic. So then you've got, your free traffic coming in from these social media sites, but then you've also got, paid traffic coming in, and you'll have a really good sense of how much money you're earning from your webinar, how much money you're earning per click, how much money you're earning per visitor, and that's the metric that sets you free to know exactly how much you can spend. Does that make sense? So that's basically how it works. And you can also search for, I'm going to search for Aikido again. There's also groups. Here's an open group all about Aikido, 1,360 members. There's open groups, there's closed groups. Here's another one with 12,000 members. So all these things are places where the traffic is already there. The people are already sitting there. They're already congregating. All you have to do is go in there and start contributing to the discussion and see what you can do. And in some cases, if the group is big enough, this page isn't even in English, but if the group is big enough, you can click the About tab. You can click See More. Hold on a second. I want to see the ad. You can click on the About tab. It'll show you who the members are. And then if you click the admins, it's going to show you who the administrators of this are. What you can do is then contact them individually and get them to partner up with you and get them to start posting links to your webinars or posting links to your sales pages and partner up with them if they're willing to do that. But it's much easier to do that after you have contributed some value to the discussion and contributed some value to the group and started participating in the discussion. Okay, so if you have no other traffic sources, this is something that you can do to get started even as a newbie. You can use these Google Plus tactics, these Facebook tactics. You can do similar things on LinkedIn. Just about any social network that has groups where you can post stuff, you can be sort of infiltrated using this strategy. Okay, so I'm counting on you to do it ethically, counting on you to do it responsibly, because honestly, if you don't, you're not going to get the results anyway. So do it right, do a good job, and that's our social media traffic strategy. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next video.